Hello there! So Nando V Movies made another playlist. This time, the theme for the playlist is one musical scene. We have to talk about a scene that uses music in an interesting way. When I first saw his announcement video, there was one thing I immediately thought of. Leitmotifs. Chances are, you've already heard me talk about leitmotifs in the past. I've talked about it in 3 different videos, and it's my favorite part of musical storytelling. So, what is a leitmotif? A leitmotif is a recurring piece of music that is associated with something in your story. It can be a character, a theme, a feeling, anything. This piece of music can be used in a number of ways to show the journey or meaning of the thing that it represents. I am obsessed with leitmotifs, which is weird because I don't really know anything about music. I have spent countless hours researching and learning about leitmotifs, but I don't know anything about any other part of music. But it also means I don't have that much choice what to talk about, because leitmotifs are the only thing I know. There are a lot of great scenes with leitmotifs out there, but there is one that always stood out to me. Bojack Horseman, Season 4, Episode 6, Stupid Piece of Shit. This is a fan favorite episode for a number of reasons. It's the only episode where we can hear Bojack's thoughts, so we understand him perfectly. The episode does a great job highlighting Bojack's insecurities, and it also fleshes out Hollyhock in a really good way. But there is one thing that no one talks about when someone brings up this episode, and that's the music. But before we talk about why the music is great, I'm gonna give you guys some context. Oh yeah, spoiler alert for Bojack Horseman, I guess. So, a young horse named Hollyhock lives in Bojack's house, because they both think Bojack is Hollyhock's dad. This is the only episode where we can hear Bojack's thoughts. And it becomes clear throughout the episode that Bojack kinda hates himself. There is this voice that keeps telling Bojack that he's a bad person, that he's doing everything wrong and that he's a stupid piece of shit. Sequences where Bojack is mad at himself have a very unique animation style, but they also have very unique music. We hear the same song in every one of these sequences. Blood in the Cut from K-Flay is the song that plays during all of these sequences, which is an interesting choice because of how different it is from all of the other music in the show. For example, this is the normal credits music. And this is Blood in the Cut. I think they chose this song because it's really dark, which sets the tone perfectly for these really dark voice sequences. And also because it's so different from all of the other music in the show, to show us how different these sequences are from the rest of the show. The song acts as a leitmotif for the voice that keeps telling you you're a bad person. So it's fitting that this is the only episode where we hear the song, because this is the only episode where we hear the voice. So throughout the episode, Bojack tries to ignore Hollyhock as much as he possibly can, because he thinks he's gonna Bojack things up, as he calls it. Bojack is not really a good person, and one of his friends died last season, because he pushed her to use drugs and she eventually overdosed. Bojack realizes that something might happen to Hollyhock if she stays with him for too long. So he tries to get away from her, but he doesn't realize that he makes Hollyhock think that she's a terrible person because he doesn't want to be around her. Bojack thinks he's protecting Hollyhock, but in reality, he's pushing her away. All of this culminates in the final scene of the episode. Bojack sees that Hollyhock is sitting next to the pool, and the voice comes back. The music starts playing, while we see Bojack's doubts and insecurities. He wants to talk to Hollyhock, but what if Bojack stings up again? But for the first time in the episode, Bojack doesn't give in to the fear. He screams, "Shut up!" And he goes to talk to Hollyhock. He apologizes for pushing her away, and he tells her that it's not her fault that he keeps ignoring her. It's just because he's Bojack. And then she tells him this.
Like sometimes I have this tiny voice in the back of my head that goes like, hey, everyone hates you, and they're not wrong to feel that way.
I know what you mean.
That voice, the one that tells you you're worthless and stupid and ugly.
Yeah?
It goes away, right? It's just like a dumb teenage girl thing, but then it goes away.
Yeah.
Bojack lies. The voice never goes away. That's what the voice sequences in this episode prove. And the episode ends. Or does it? After Bojack tells Hollyhock that the voice will go away, the music comes back. Blood in the Cut plays while the screen goes black, to show us that the voice is never going to go away. Even when the credits start rolling, the music doesn't stop, because the voices are also never going to stop. This episode is a masterclass at telling the story through music. Blood in the Cut played during every one of the voice sequences, to make it clear that the song is the leitmotif for the voice, which is why the ending is so powerful. We associate the song with the voice, so when the song doesn't stop, even after the screen goes black, we know that the voice will also never stop. We can learn a lot from Bojack Horseman. And this will not be my last video about it, don't you worry.
Cried on the streets of San Francisco.